Oh, well, good evening, everybody. We are happy to see you all here tonight. And I know you're also as excited as I am to see all our awesome presenters tonight. And we wonder why, we are now all excited about Marketplace Global, but Marketplace Global doesn't sound right. It sounds better to say making people great. Now, tonight you're going to hear from experts, people that's really been good at it, that's been in industry, made the money, teaching us how to do it. And you know what made me fall in love with this? In 1974, I was introduced to this industry, and I immediately fell in love with the personal growth side of it. Why? It's the one industry where you can become all you created to be, living out your passion, your vision, and your mission, and what you want to do. And I've been in plenty companies. I can't count that far. But in South Africa, especially for all those who are here in South Africa, we've never had an opportunity where the timing was perfect and we had a right upline support. We had a lot of companies that came and go, and we normally at the end of the stick when they finished the whole world and then they came here. We could make some money working hard, but we could never make legacy income. And I think that's what got most of us so super excited, if I'm right. So I do not know why you're here tonight, but I know why I'm here. It's the first time in the industry that we've got everything coming together in one company. If we will listen to Mark explaining to us how the foundation is in place and the marketing plan properly and the business side. But why are you here tonight? Could it be for one of these reasons? I would like you to look at that and say, maybe it is for this, maybe it is for that, but I want you to take it up one step. How about saying this is the time and opportunity to forget the past and all the failures and all the companies that didn't work, where we can become the best possible we can possibly become. What we live out our creative purpose. I mean, what a ways to be on this planet and just survive and just have enough to survive and just get somewhere, maybe travel a bit. Look at all these things. It's about who we're going to become. It's about what we can become. And for the first time, we've got the light upline support who's mentoring us and helping us to get there. We've got a perfect comp plan where we can actually make the money to be financially free. We've also got an excellent product that makes the life changes for a lot of people. So with all that being said, I would like to actually introduce our excellent presenter tonight. The lady who's absolutely turned South Africa, mic us all up and turn us around and say, listen, this could be our last run, but this could be a good one. How about we all listen and we pay attention to our excellent product from the best possible trainer we can look for in the upline. Kelly Beveridge, I don't know if I say your name right, Kelly, but share this product with us and let's see and make sure people get excited on what it's all about.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Johnny. I almost forgot it was my turn to present because I was so enthralled with what you were sharing. And I was like, yes, I agree. I love it. If you're on here and it's your first time listening, welcome. We are excited. We're enthusiastic. Hopefully you get that from us today because of what's possible and what we're going to share with you tonight around your health and around your wealth. And so, Johnny, thank you. Love this business because we get to meet wonderful people around the world like yourself. My name's Kelly. I'm calling in from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Yet I have a special place in my heart for South Africa. I was just there a month ago. I'm coming back next month because of what's happening in the market of South Africa and this business and the timing, which another presenter is going to get into, Mark. And I'm going to talk about the product and what we lead with and how we can help people impact their health. And so when I got introduced to this business, I always say the best product, to be honest, is the compensation plan and the business model and what Johnny talked about, the personal development and everything that comes with it. Yet it's really important if you're going to share something that people are purchasing from you, that you have high belief in it and it does what we say it's going to do. So for me, the second best product is our actual product that we lead with. And that's called Fix that you see on the screen here. So we say, nowadays people really are looking for improvements in their health. They're more open to alternative ways. They just don't want to be sick and tired anymore. They want to have quality of life, and they're opening up to taking their health back. Another component is people really want to take their wealth back too at the same time. And so we say, what if you can have both in a solution? If everybody can just make sure you're muted, that would be awesome. Just because I'm presenting, I'm letting people in, and I got to mute people at the same time. I'm not that skilled. I'm not that skilled. So I'm just going to take a few minutes, a little under 10 minutes, and share with you about Fix so you can understand, even if you're not here and looking at the business side of things, why would you want to start focusing on your health and using this product to support you for whatever you would like to see improvements in? So, what is Fix exactly? Fix is a natural plant-based one ingredient extract. It comes from the hops flower, okay, not the same hops that's used in beer, okay? We pull an extract out of the hops flower, so it's a natural product. And what that product does, there's two things that you really want to know in simple terms is it burns visceral fat and it activates your vagus nerve. And so I'm going to talk about what both of those things are. For those of you on the call, you might understand this. Maybe you have a health background or you've been researching or you've been looking into various ways for your health. Maybe for some of you, you're hearing about this for the first time. And so I'm just going to share in simple terms what it's all about. If everybody can just make sure you're muted, that would be awesome. There's actually a whole bunch of you off of mute. I can just see that would just help me out immensely. Just double check your phone or your laptop. That would be awesome. Thank you. Okay, so what is the vagus nerve? So when I was looking I was looking about 11 months ago, I was looking for something to improve my health. I don't know where you're at with your health, but me personally, I was in perimenopause. I was struggling with sleep. I would go to bed, my mind would race. I would finally fall asleep. I would wake up 2 or 3 times throughout the night to go pee. And I'd wake up in the morning tired because I wasn't getting deep rest. And then I'd be fatigued throughout the day to boot. And that was my life for years. Okay. I have a feeling a lot of you on this call can relate. You don't have to be in perimenopause for that to be your story or one pieces of your story. Okay. The other thing is my digestion wasn't great. I had brain fog, and I don't know why, but over the last couple years, I developed anxiousness. Like I just didn't feel settled. I was worrying about everything. I was going throughout the day with this underlying feeling of stress and anxiety. Even though I'm a positive person, that was what was always kind of in the background around my energy and my mood. And also I was gaining weight. I wasn't losing weight, and I was very active and I was very healthy. So I was looking for a solution, and my friend Mark, who you're going to meet today, he reached out to me and shared this product, and I'm so grateful he did because it's changed the quality of my health. And he said, "Hey, had you ever heard of the vagus nerve?" And I was like, "No, what is it?" Right? So now I understand the importance of the vagus nerve, and I'm going to share with it to you today because I started using this product and it activated my vagus nerve. I've been on it for 11 months now, and I sleep through the night, deep solid rest. I have energy, my digestion's on track, I'm focused, my brain fog's lifted, I'm calm. My anxiousness has completely gone away. I've gone down 2 points in visceral fat and I'm losing inches. Okay. And it's because not of the product supplementing our body. It's because when you take this product and it's literally a clear, odorless, product. It's a dropper of product. You literally just put it in your coffee. You could put it in your water, anything that you drink on a daily basis. It's very simple habit to get into. What it does is it goes to what's called the bitter receptors in your gut and it flips the switch of your vagus nerve and turns it on. Now, why is that important? Well, when that happens, I'm sure most of us have heard of the idea of stress, right? That stress is no good for the body. I think that's a common sense thing to understand. And they say stress is one of the number one killers, right? It creates disease in our body, and it just causes our body not to work properly. In simple terms, it puts our body into what's called fight and flight, and it causes our nervous system to have to work on overdrive. How you might know that your body is operating at a high level of stress is maybe you have a rapid heartbeat, it's hard to breathe, maybe you've got high blood pressure, or you're tense all the time and you're sore and you have aches and pains. Your cortisol level is your hormone, your stress hormone. How you might know if you have cortisol stress is if you have any extra fat around your belly. Okay. Cortisol stress usually shows up in our belly. Sometimes your digestion gets out of whack, it slows down, you have trouble sleeping, your brain health is off, you're anxious, you're irritable. Okay, these are all signs of stress. When your vagus nerve gets flipped, what happens is we go to the source of most of the symptoms with your health. Okay, the vagus nerve is responsible for over 1,100 functions in the body. Imagine that, from your brain all the way down to your gut, which is where your vagus nerve runs. It's going to start to activate and improve over 1,100 functions. That's a lot of problems we can solve. Okay. And once again, your body is very smart. Your body is doing the work when that vagus nerve gets activated, taking your body from fight or flight to rest, digest, and repair. And your heart rate starts to come back to normal. Your breathing and your lungs start to work properly. Okay. Your digestion starts to improve. Your cortisol level starts to become balanced. Your metabolism increases. Your brain health starts to improve. So things like anxiousness go away. You start to be calm. Your body starts to calm down for the first time. One of the main things people start to notice is they start to sleep better and they start to feel better and they're less anxious. Then a whole bunch of other things start to open up. I do want to share that the product does not cure or treat. We cannot say that. We have a Facebook group with about 10,000 testimonials from people using the product, getting various results. You will get different results based on your body, how much stress you have, how much disease you have in your body, what's going on, yet you will start to see some improvements. We say stay on the product for at least 3 months to give your body time to recalibrate. Okay, so what is visceral fat? The second thing that the product does. Visceral fat is that bad fat around your organs. Okay, so we have that fat. And then we have subcutaneous fat. Subcutaneous fat is the fat that I'm grabbing right now. When you look in the mirror and you're like, I don't like the way I look, right? That's subcutaneous fat. You want to get rid of that too, but the fat that's going to cause disease in your body is visceral fat. Over about 200 diseases come from having too much visceral fat. By the way, you could be a skinny person and still have a lot of visceral fat. And so we want to help get rid of that. When you take Fix, it actually burns your visceral fat for 9.5 hours. How amazing is that? So therefore, it helps get you out of being stuck mode with those cortisol levels. With visceral fat, it's responsible for inflammation in your body. So if you have arthritis, aches and pains, you're tired all the time and fatigued, that's because your toxins are stored in your visceral fat and it causes something called inflammation. We want to lower your inflammation in your body. So when you lower your visceral fat, you lower your inflammation. Also, your hormones start to be balanced, which is why somebody like myself, and I have a feeling a lot of you on this call who are women who are in either perimenopause or menopause, a lot of your symptoms will start to go away because we're addressing the root cause, which is your vagus nerve and your visceral fat. So your hormones start to become balanced, which is amazing. Okay. Chronic conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, type 2, heart problems, fatty liver, all of these things can start to be addressed when your visceral fat starts to go down. And then, of course, your brain mood and your brain and your mood is impacted as well. Okay, so just take a look at this list. Here are a lot of the improvements or benefits that can start to happen. Like I said, everybody's body's a little bit different. You might want weight loss, for example. The product is not a weight loss product, but it's a fat loss product. And when you start to release fat and your cortisol levels start to come down and your nervous system starts to get regulated, a lot of times a wonderful byproduct of that is you'll lose some inches as well. Yet these are all the other examples of the benefits of the product. Pretty phenomenal when you take a look at them. We're going to hear a couple testimonials in a minute here. I just want to touch on one more thing, one more product. Actually, I lied. I'm going to touch on a couple more things. So Fix is our hero product. It's really what we lead with because it resets the body. And you want your body to be reset, recalibrated in rest and digest mode. You want it to be at a space where it's at what we call homeostasis, which is in balance within itself, so that when you add other supplements or you add under other nutrients to your body, it actually optimizes those. And so that's where Vericel comes in. This is a product that we're launching in July in South Africa. We have it right now here in North America, and it is phenomenal. It is another product that is a game changer for people's health. So I'm not going to go into this product. Get back to the person who asked you to be on the call and get information. I encourage you to do that. But basically, what Vericel does is it helps with your cell to cell communication. It's going to improve your gut health. We know how important that is. Your cognitive, again, which is your brain. And it's going to help you get rid of disease in the body, because one of the main things it does is improve your immune system. So if you know anybody with cancer, who's had cancer, going through cancer, who's in remission from cancer, if you know anybody with HIV, if you know anybody with any autoimmune issues, which is a lot of people, okay, they definitely want to be on this product. And if you want to be proactive with your health so you don't get any of those things, you want to be on that product. If you're a baby boomer or a Gen X, you want to be on that product, okay? What else is great about this product and what else is great about our company is that we really believe in making a difference. And every time somebody purchases a product of a bag of Vericel, or you sell a bag of Vericel, a child actually gets healthy for an entire month. A bag gets donated through the company. It's a nonprofit organization called Mana Relief that we've partnered with. And so whenever I'm using Vericel, for example, every month, I know that I'm being healthy and I'm also helping a child in need. And that's a really good feeling. So simply put, the products work, right? They help us feel better. They're going to support your overall health. And really, the mission is to take back your health and your wealth. And before I pass it back to Johnny for some testimonials, I will just share we have a few other products in our marketplace as well. Yet the main one we start with is Fix for the reasons I described, right? We have Vericel coming, which you're going to want to be on as well. And then we have a few other products you can layer in if you choose to, depending on what you're looking for. We have one product called Emulin 5 in South Africa right now. We call it the sugar chaperone. I know South Africans like their carbs and like their sugars, like most people. So imagine if you could help your body not bring in 35% of the unhealthy sugars. That would be a great thing. It helps with inflammation as well, okay, because unhealthy carbs and sugar cause a lot of inflammation. The other product we have is the one at the bottom there called Fulvic, NZ Fulvic. That is phenomenal. If you want to get rid of heavy metals, parasites, and you want to detox your body, if you want to add about 70 trace minerals to your body, that is a phenomenal product. It increases the absorption rate. And then on the left, I just lastly want to give a plug that on June 29th, we're going to be starting a fun challenge for 3 months that actually does involve weight loss using the Java Slim Core coffee that we're going to be bringing to the market in the month of June, where when you take it, it actually helps carb cravings, give you focus, and it helps with fat loss. And so you're welcome to participate with us on that as well. So we have some phenomenal products to support you with your overall health. And I'm just going to pass it back to Johnny, and he is going to bring on a couple people to share some testimonies.
Thank you, Kelly. That was brilliant. It's a good thing you can talk fast because that's a lot to say in such a short space. Anyway, there's lots of products and it's really awesome. So to share some of what they've already experienced, I'm going to ask Jacques. I saw Jacques, you're on the line. If you just unmute yourself and share your testimony with us, what you've experienced so far, how long you've been on, and a quick short testimony. Thank you, Jacques.
100%, Johnny. Thanks, Kelly. I was fortunate to be introduced to the Fix product roughly about a month and a half ago. I was pretty unhealthy 6 months ago. I was 19 kilograms heavier than I am right now. 7 years ago, I had a triple bypass, and it took me a very long time to realize that for things to change, I had to change. So I took control of my eating habits, went on a very, very strict diet, and watched what I was eating. But I was fortunate enough to meet Candace, who introduced me to the Fix product, who cared enough to share it with me because she knew I had a triple bypass, and she showed me a testimonial of somebody who had amazing results after having end-stage heart failure. And I decided to support her and try the product. Well, I can tell you from day one, because I measure my REM sleep. It's very important to me. I don't sleep very well. And when they told me that you get your body into rest and digest, I thought, how do you feel, if you get into that state, or how do you measure it? And I started looking at my REM sleep. And I used to get about 1.5 hours of REM sleep every night. It's up to 3.5 hours now. So I feel totally rested. I feel totally at peace and calm. And when I wake up before the alarm, which has never happened to me before. So, and the other thing I've noticed, because of age and aches and pains and things like that, those things are just a thing of the past. They've just disappeared. I play a lot of golf, so I introduced it to a friend of mine on the golf course, and he said, "Okay, well, I'll also give it a bash," because he also had a bypass a year ago, and last week he sent me a WhatsApp to say he calls it the miracle drops. He had severe back pain for many months, and every morning when he woke up, he was in severe pain. He couldn't bend down, put his shoes on. His back pain has disappeared. A week later, he said, well, a couple of days later, he sends me another WhatsApp to say that he's also been suffering from tennis elbow for 2 years. And when he plays golf and when he cycles, he can't straighten his arm for many hours after he's either cycled or played golf. That pain has disappeared. And as a result of this, I find myself looking at this opportunity and the products more seriously, because I know I can share it with many people, because I've got results. People I've introduced it to have got results, and I believe it's phenomenal. Thanks, everybody.
Excellent. Thank you, Jacques. It was really good to know. And I think we all have some, at least the sleep thing got to me as well, which is brilliant. I don't have much wrong with me, but that's really awesome. Yeah. Now, the lady that actually shared the product with me was first using it, first got her own story, then introduced me to the business. I would like to call on Dale to actually tell us what she told me about the product. And that's why I'm in the business. It was her testimony. Dale, if you can unmute yourself and share your story, it will be great.
Thank you, Johnny. And I want to just thank Annelie as well for joining me 4 months ago. The reason why I joined was being a mother and grandmother. I hadn't slept for decades properly. I was lacking sleep. And being a light sleeper, when my kids used to wake up, I'd wake up and attend to them. And somehow I got into a bad pattern and was never able to sleep properly. So that was the reason for me joining. And the other reason was my adrenals were in flight and fight mode constantly, having stress. I was pretty healthy because I'm a health and wellness person and a yoga teacher. But I thought, well, you know, stress is impacting my body, and so is lack of sleep. So after 4 months being on them, I can report that I sleep deeply, deeper than I've ever slept before. And if I have to get up to go to the loo once in the night, I go back to bed, and within 2 or 3 minutes, I'm fast asleep again. Things that set me off with the adrenals was I fractured my back. I fell and fractured my back. That's about 3.5 years ago. And then shortly after that, something else happened. A pole of the washing line pole hit my head and I had concussion. And then I had a terrible thing happen on the highway. A 4x4 car's wheel came off, and I had to swerve twice to miss it when it hit a truck and then came back at me again. So my adrenals were very stressed out. And then another car accident a few months ago, somebody rode into me in the rain. Family issues. Every time I started coming right, I would just be off again. And I must say, since I've started using Fix, I'm calm, I'm relaxed, the adrenals don't get stressed anymore. And then the other thing is I've had a hip pain. I had a spur on my hip and I struggled going upstairs normally. Now I can just run up the stairs with my youngest grandson, who's 12. I said, come on, race me up the stairs. That's what at the field at the when they were playing volleyball. And he beat me by 3 steps. Neck pain, I've had 6 whiplashes, also not through my own fault. But that pain has also been unbelievable because sometimes I'd wake up in the morning with high blood pressure because I've slept funny, and I don't have high blood pressure at all. I don't have a blood pressure problem, but it was a neck problem, and that's completely gone. I find also that I have more energy, and tinnitus, those beetles that sing in the ears, that can be a nightmare. They've also gone. Together with night cramps in my legs. Sometimes I'd get night cramps, and I don't have those anymore. So actually, I got more than I was expecting, and I'm so grateful. So thank you to everybody who joined everybody else, and here I am.
Thank you, Dale. And as you can hear, everybody's got lots to say about the products, how great it is, and everybody using it. The longer, the better, obviously. So knowing all about the products and seeing how great it is, I know you want to share it with all your friends and family. Now, just to understand the business side of it, because obviously we'd like to get paid for the hard work we do, hard work by sharing our excellent testimonies. So for that, our upline person just above Kelly, Mark Klassen, he's going to share the business side with us. And I think he's also going to share some of his story and how he's here. That really impressed me when we had a Zoom. It's really brilliant. So I would like Mark to come on and share with us and see why this is such an awesome timing opportunity for us in South Africa, especially, and also around the world. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Johnny. Great job today. Appreciate you. So grateful that our opportunity is what it is, and it's attracting quality people like you that are experienced, that recognize what we've got. And so thank you for doing an amazing job hosting us, the first of many, I'm sure. So we're grateful for your leadership, and we're grateful for Kelly's leadership. For those of you that don't know, she was featured on the Pulse Zoom. It's our kickoff call for the whole company. We've got 90,000 reps, and she was one of the featured speakers and trainers yesterday. So if you haven't caught that training, yeah, that's a big deal. Kelly's a big deal. So you guys got the best of the best leading you there. You know, she's dialed in. Like she just did some amazing training last night, and it's so fun to see the vision that she has for your country come to life and to fruition. She has a heart for the people of South Africa, the nation of South Africa, and she wants to see you guys win and win big. And that's why she said yes here. That's why she planted her freak flag here to do exactly that. So just want you guys to know that. And also want to shout out Lorado, who hit platinum. I know for some of you that's like a new language, but you know, as you get to embrace this compensation plan, you'll realize that that's our duplication level. And we really help people focus on that as an initial big goal to attain to. And that's a really big deal too. So congratulations to you as well, Lorado. That's super exciting. Thank you for giving me the chance to share today. I've got a lot to say. I'll try to condense it real fast, and hopefully you don't lose me. I do speak fast because I'm just passionate and excited. I've been in this profession for 24 years. It's been a wild ride. Like everyone, we all had a start. We all didn't know what to look for in a company. We kind of followed maybe a product or a person or a trend or an owner or those type of things. We really don't know what to pick and choose. And so that was me. I'm no different than the rest. But what it's led me to is an experience with 5 different companies over 24 years. And it's garnered me a lot of perspective. And so I am very clear now because I've had those experiences. I'm very, very clear on what I'm looking for out of this industry. And I'm very clear that this company and this opportunity checks the most boxes. And that's why I'm here. And you know, once you make a decision, obviously a decided heart is pretty powerful, right? Good things happen. I love that movie, Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. It's one of my favorite things. And that's so true, is having a vision for yourself and for others and around what is possible. And so here we are. You know, I'm just a guy that barely made it through high school. You know, I don't really have any fancy things behind my name, but I'm passionate about this model. I have yet to find a better model, frankly, you know, that creates more leverage in your life. I just haven't. And you know what? So if you've got a great product, so we just heard Kelly talk about a couple of our feature products. Our company's called Marketplace Global. We're an online store of amazing products, right? And so if you have a product that can only really be sold like 5 ways, you've got the box store, you can take the product that way. You've got Amazon, you've got brick and mortar, right? You've got infomercial affiliate marketing, or you've got peer-to-peer commerce. And that's what we are, peer-to-peer commerce. It's word of mouth. It's a transfer of trust. We have people in our lives that know, like, and trust us. And so when we have something that we endorse and share, we are operating on that trust principle. And so I always say in our space, products have to be really, really exceptionally good because negative travels about 10 times faster than positive. So if your product's no good, it's going to sink the company. It's not going to be around, right? Our products in this space have to be amazing, and they are. We've got some incredible products. It's like this is a financial vehicle, right? We need to drive a financial vehicle that will take us to our goals and our dreams. And so there's different types of vehicles. You know, the analogy, and I'm being a little extreme here, we could be pedaling away on a 10-speed bike in sand. That could be our financial vehicle. Or we could be driving a Maserati, right? One of those two are going to get us to our end game a lot quicker. Well, what do you put into a Maserati? Do you put in unleaded or you put in premium? No, you put in premium, right? We put in premium products to fuel our financial vehicle. Thank God we've got some great fuel tablets to make that premium burn even faster and better and quicker. All right. When we're talking tangible products here, right? But get my example of the financial vehicle, please. So it's a business that you literally can do. We got that picture, that slide there, holding up a phone because you can build this from your phone. There's flexibility. And there's really two opportunities you can be here, right? You can be an order taker and just create an additional income stream for yourself by creating a customer base of people that use the products, right? And that's nice because it's flexible. You can do it around your schedule. Just create an extra income stream for yourself. Or you can be what I call a lifestyle maker. And a lifestyle maker is going to involve some leverage in your life, and that's going to involve building a team of people that you can leverage their efforts from. And frankly, a lifestyle maker can potentially set you free if you build it and you work the process and you help enough other people get what they want. So that's a little bit about our model. Let's talk about timing. I need to change the verbiage here. The industry's pivoted and shifted. We're now calling ourselves peer-to-peer commerce. Okay. Network marketing is kind of the past. We're now talking peer-to-peer. And I want you to grasp this. Timing to peer-to-peer commerce is like location is to real estate. It's everything. Everything. There's a lot of companies that come and go, and they've got lots of great things to offer. But if you're going to put a checklist together, this needs to be number one. If you want a substantial opportunity to radically change your life, and you don't want to wait forever doing it, because I think that's another key component, right? You can hook your wagon to a 50, 60, 70, 80, 90-year-old company, and you can struggle away and you can make some money. And if that's your goal to make some money, that's okay. But if you want to radically change your life in a period of time that's not forever, you've got to hook your wagon to something that has incredible timing. This is our S curve for business, right? You don't want to join a deal, at least in my opinion, where the company's already big at the top. It's too late. There's no opportunity there. You want to get in when it's small. Here's our company history. We're still small. We're just coming up on our 4-year anniversary. So we're not a startup. We've got the element of a track record behind us, but we're not big either. You know, we radically changed the trajectory of our business when we launched Fix. This product right here, on June 1st, 2024, we did about 10 million that first year, in the first 7 months, from June to December. Last year we did about 50 million with Fix. This year we're on a trajectory and a run rate to do about 100 million. So we're still in this phase called formulation at the bottom there. You see where it says small? The slide's a little bit outdated. It's around 90,000 ISRs. It stands for independent sales representatives. And the formulation phase is usually about 0 to 30, $40 million of revenue. And so we're still in that formulation phase where we're putting our global store together, we're putting the infrastructure together, we're putting the leadership together. We're formulating our offering for the world, right? Then it segues into this phase called concentration. That's usually around the 50 million mark. And honestly, at that point, we're casting vision. We're casting vision for people that want to build a team, want to be lifestyle makers, and they can carry that team through what's called a momentum window in a company's history. Momentum window. Again, you want to get in when the company's small, build the team, and monetize that window. Normally, when you do about $300 million of annual revenue, that's the start of the momentum window. So everyone on here has not missed out a thing. Your timing's perfect, and you get to come in and start to build and grow this thing. So hopefully that makes sense. We'll go to the next slide, please. I want to, so we're at the end, we're asked Johnny to explain this. So we're going to circle back to this. And, here's the crazy thing. If you're looking at creating a business for yourself, usually the startup costs are going to be daunting. They're going to be something that's going to take a lot of work and effort to figure out, a lot of risk to take on. It's just reality, right? In a traditional business, it takes a lot of money to get something started. Here, literally, sorry, these are US dollars. Someone please in the chat just convert it to Rand. But for 9.99, right, you can literally get um, a link that you can share with people, and then you can start building your structure and your team. Then you buy some products to get started. It's less than $200. The reality is that the opportunity is enormous. I want to feature somebody right now. Annalie, if you could take yourself off of mute. I love this story. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I can't remember. I was on a flight back from a training event, and I'm in the airport talking to Kelly, and she's telling me about Annalie. And she's telling me about what Annalie earned in May and how radically impactful this has been in her life. And so she made a decision less than 8 months ago, 9 months ago, that she was going to build this thing, that she wanted her life to go in a different direction financially. She came in with whatever package here we're presenting you today. She started consistently building her business, and she's created a great income for herself already. That's already starting to have a big impact in her life. So, Emily, can you quickly jump on and just tell us what your experience has been so far? And I just want to commend you too for your consistency. It's been a brilliant display of what leadership looks like, and you're stepping into your own. You're doing it scared, and you're just growing as a person and as a leader, and building a great team. And I love seeing your life impacted the way it has so far. And that's a testament to you and the comp plan and the timing and taking action.
Thanks, Mark. You're making me cry. So stop it now. Yeah, it's been a journey. What can I say? It's Mark just surprising me now to talk to you guys. So I haven't prepared anything. This is literally coming from the heart. For those of you who are struggling to get started because you think the price may be a bit steep for you, and money's an issue, I had the same thing. I had to be very creative in finding a way to pay for this, but I haven't regretted it for 1 minute. Has it been easy all the time? No, but I found that being consistent and just plodding on and doing what is needed to be done has worked. I again also started with the product because I needed to know that it actually worked, because I have been in the networking industry before, and a lot of times the products aren't really as great as what they say they are, and they don't necessarily work as well. But this really worked well for me. The fixed product has been brilliant, helped me with a lot of my stuff. But the business side of it has been amazing. The team, people that I've managed to get on my team have been amazing. The general team, has been so supportive. The upline has been great. Just like Johnny says, you sometimes get into a company that's been around for a while and you don't have the upline support. You don't have even team support. And in this company, the team support has been great. And it's just literally being consistent, showing up, coming to the meetings, and just continually talking to people just every day, and going for the next no, because the next one might be a yes. And it's honestly, it's worked well for me. I've had a good month in May, and it's been brilliant. I have never made money like this before in a network marketing company in this short span of time. So
thank you.
Please, guys, really, this is a big consideration for everyone on this call. It's just go for it. Be consistent. Never quit. What is the one that Mark always says? Mark Asetta, he says, get excited, pay attention, never quit. Do that.
There you go. Wise words from Annalie Harris. Thank you, Annalie. That was awesome. Look at that, being put on the spot too, and just delivering so much value. Appreciate you. So, what a resounding theme I heard: you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, right? You have a team here to support you, and you can do this. Make a decision, you can do it. So let's look at the comp plan. I think that's the next slide here. That's important, right? Like how do we build these things? Like just like Annalie, you put yourself there in that circle that says you, okay? That's you making a decision that you want a different result in your life. We are a binary compensation plan. So that means that we build two teams. All right. And I would really encourage you to watch a video on this. Like I'm supposed to be done in 5 minutes, so there's no way I can go into great detail on it all. But we've got awesome resources that you can watch and repeatedly watch over and over again. I've actually printed off my comp plan and I've taken copious notes on it because it's my ticket to freedom and it's understanding how it works. And fortunately, ours is not too complicated. And we know that, you know, behavior is typically driven by compensation. And so here's basically our comp plan. If you can remember, it's a savings account and a cash cow. If you can take those things away from this Zoom, we've accomplished something great. Okay. So you build two teams. You have a left team and you have a right team. And every time products are purchased through those teams, right? Points are generated and they're deposited into those savings accounts every single time. Okay. So it doesn't matter what the product is, when it's purchased, by who, how many levels down, it does not matter. When the product is purchased, when somebody's credit card is charged, right? Points are generated and they're put into those savings accounts. The company looks for a simple formula here, and the formula they deem it as in their compensation world is called a cycle. And they look for every time there's 100 points of volume or sales in one account and it's matched by 100 on the other side, they call that a cycle. And they pay you anywhere from $10 to $20. It's a progressive scale based on the first few ranks of our compensation plan are called building block ranks. They revolve around your ability to bring others on board. All right. So for example, you start off at bronze, bring one in on the left, one in on the right, with a 50-point minimum order, and you will earn $10 every time that formula is met, 100 and 100. Once you get to 8, which is gold and beyond, so 8 people that you've enrolled, you're going to get compensated at $20 USD every time 100 and 100 is generated, right? And beyond. That actually caps at $30,000 USD, 100 per week, 120,000 per month. That is the foundation of our comp plan. We also have a fast start bonus. So when you get started, there's an initial package that you can purchase. It's $40 fast start bonus for every time someone buys that. It's a one-time commission. All right. And then the other way that we're paid, and this one's like the most exciting. It's so good, it's frankly ridiculous. I've looked at a lot of comp plans in 24 years. I have yet to see one pay like this on the check match. It's really important to understand how we're paid on those team commissions, which I just went through with the cycles, because the check match is built off of that. So it's really cool. Anyone you personally enroll into this business, every single time they earn one of those cycles, they're earning their $20, you're going to get a 20% check match on that, not from their 20, on top of their 20. So they get 20, you're going to get $4 because 20% on $20 is $4. And then when those people share with someone else, right, and all those cycles that those people earn, the person that shared it that you brought on board is also getting their $4, but guess what? You are as well. So it's a 20% check match in your first level. It's a 20% check match on your second level. And congratulations, guys and gals, you have leverage on your second level. These are people you did not know. That is cool. You're making money when they're out cycling and you didn't even know them. Man, that's a little bit different than a job. That's a really, really cool thing. Once you taste residual income, it ruins you. I'll give you a warning. You'll never be satisfied with money you have to exchange your time and efforts for ever again. And I say that humbly. It's true. You don't believe me, try it. Right? It's a wonderful thing to receive. All right. So, and then the third level, it's 10% check match, which is $2 on every cycle on people on your third level. And then it goes same thing for generation 4 and 5, and then generation 6 and 7, it's 5%. It's $1 and $1. And you work your way up there. You don't get that from day one. It has to do with your title and your rank advancements on how many generations deep you get paid. That is our comp plan. Pretty simple, right? Like, again, I gave you a lot in a very short amount. So make sure you go and watch the video on the comp plan, take some notes. I'm making myself available to anyone that's serious to understand this thing. I remember when I first looked at a binary, there was one person in the room, first network marketing company, 24 years, that remotely seemed like she might know what this thing was all about. And my enroller wasn't even there, but I chased this woman out in the hallway and I pretty well pinned her up against the wall and I wouldn't let her leave until she explained the basics of it. Because I got it involved leverage, building a team, creating residual income. It seemed like, is this all we gotta do? My goodness, right? And so, anyways, you combine our compensation plan with our timing, with our leadership, with our corporate portfolio, we have it all. We have it all, right? So there we go. Well, we tried to get through as much as we could today. I want to respect the time. Thank you for those that have put this on. It's amazing. And thank you to everyone that wrote a nice card that Kelly sent back to me. Man, my heart is like overwhelmed with gratitude. It's a privilege to work with you, do life with you, and change the masses in the world together. It's humbling and it's a tremendous honor. So I don't know of any other endeavor that we can exchange our time and lives to than something like this that fills our significance buckets. It's incredible. So thanks again, Johnny. I'm going to turn it back to you to put a bow on this and tell people how to get started. And again, I think this is the ultimate testimony when people like Johnny, who have done this for many, many years, see this and realize that, hey, this is where I want to wrap things up in. This is my freedom plan. This is what I've been working and preparing my whole life for. And so thank you for seeing what we got here, brother, and thank you for the leadership that you bring and for hosting us today. You've done a great job.
Thank you, Mark. That was really brilliant. And I like your passion and sharing what it's really all about. Now, just one little question at the end here for everybody. You want to make sure that if it's the right thing to do, you don't want to miss out. Am I right? And if it's the wrong thing to do, you don't want to do it. So with what you've seen, I trust that we could get you excited enough to do your homework, to do your research, ask the people, see if what we say is true. Is there upline support like we tell you? Or is it just not existing? I think what you've seen so far is already better than we've ever seen in South Africa, especially. So the timing is perfect. Why? The company is young. The exponential growth still has to happen. It hasn't happened yet. It's not even 100,000 people. My previous network was more than that. So opportunity is massive. Products is excellent. We can't ask for more. We can't ask for better. It's not up to us. Now, I know a lot of us has been battered in this industry and we sort of, Afrikaans is face first. You know what I'm saying to all the people that understand that. But finally, we got a place. We say, after all those years, we have an opportunity which can make it happen for us, like he did for Annelie, like he did for Mark, like he's doing for Kelly. So you've got a choice now. You can say, yes, the product opportunity is great, and you want to build a business, which is first class. You've got all the support, all the help that you need to get there. It's what you're going to grow to that level to earn the money that you know you're worth. Or you can say, no, I want to first check it out. I'm going to do my homework, and I'm going to start maybe later. You lose out on opportunity, you lose out on timing, and you lose out on your position in the boundary. A lot of commission that you're going to lose out on. And you can just decide to use a product only. Either way, excellent. Why? You'll be happy with the product. And then as you get to know it, build your confidence, build your belief. Not everybody's business builder. Some people are more hesitant because of their past experiences. So I implore you, please take the time and energy, do the homework, get back to the person who spoke to you, speak to us, follow us up, whatever you need to do. You've all got our phone numbers. Get all of us. Let's answer all your questions and don't waste time. We've wasted enough in South Africa with companies that didn't make it happen for us. So that being said, thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Mark. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Dale, and thank you, Jacques, for sharing your testimonies. And I think you can see why we're so excited. Finally, we can make it happen. Have an awesome evening, everybody, and be blessed. Make your life count.
Awesome. Awesome, Johnny. Thanks, everybody.